Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Sunday night. I have had such a restful afternoon and I am so excited about cooking on the wood burner, which I will stick a wee short video on at the tail end of this to show you what I did. Very excited. However, tonight I want to talk about what's happening in the future and what we're getting told, because there's a whole lot going on just now saying, oh, the inflation rate's coming down, the interest rates will not have to go up as high, isn't this great, do you know, things are not as bad as we thought. And when I was in the shower today, that was going through my head. Do you know how you have shower thoughts? And I thought, what was the petrol originally and the diesel? Now, I don't remember, I haven't even looked it up, but I remember, I'm pretty sure it was like 120 a litre or something. The diesel just now, because I have a diesel van, is 165. Now, yes, when all this kicked off with Ukraine and the energy prices, etc., and all the petrol and diesel went up exponentially. And then we're told, oh look, they're coming down, it's not as bad as it was, this is fabulous. It's still at 165. Now, the thing we've been hearing about recently is, oh, energy prices are coming down. Now, that certainly hasn't been reflected in anyone's bill as far as I know, as yet. But I wonder how far they're going to come down to. Because at the moment, what are we at? 2,500 is your average top-up thing, or, you know, cut-off point. And then it's going to 3, then they're going to 3, 4.5. Now, what if it doesn't go up to 4.5? It'll be like, yay, isn't this fabulous? We're probably still going to be paying 2.5. Now, that is double what we were paying this time last year. And I'm just thinking, many things has this happened with. And as I say, this is just off the top of my head. This is one of those stupid shower thoughts. How many things has this happened with, that prices have gone up and we're like, oh my goodness, oh look, it's coming down, and it doesn't come down to where it was before. It never comes down to where it was before. So when I first started prepping, which was almost a year ago, and I bought a lot of shelf-stable stuff, I spent a lot of my disposable income, what I had at that time, to stack up the shelves to make a decent start so that then I could keep going. And that was my logic, is I'm going to buy it at today's prices, because next week, next month, next year, it's going to be a lot more expensive. And it's still a lot more expensive. And I don't see the prices coming down anytime soon. And even if they do, I don't think they're going to come down to the level that they were before. So the thought that I had earlier of, I maybe don't need to be prepping quite as much, you know, I can maybe start putting money away to try and pay off the mortgage early or to do whatever. I think I need to make a balance of that, because I think I'm going to need both. So thankfully, because I've been prepping for over a year now, as you saw, like that shelf's full of dehydrated stuff, that's given me a good start, and that means that my shopping bill doesn't need to be nearly as much as it was. Yes, I did a shop today that cost me £50. I don't need to shop next week. Do you know, I even got my extra loaf of bread to go in the freezer for next week. And I have UHT milk to go in my tea. So that's me. I don't need to shop next week. So that's a shopping trip taken out. So any money for that could go towards other things. But yeah, I'm just having this thought. Let me know what you think, because much as there's, do you know, there was all this, oh, but it's getting better with the fuel prices. And we were like, oh, thank goodness it's getting better. It's not going back to where it was. It's not going back to anywhere near where it was. I'm presuming the same's going to happen with energy prices, and I'm presuming the same's going to happen with food prices. So I think we need to be careful for a bit longer yet. And I think we need to try and future-proof our lives as best we can. As I've said before, like ageing in place, I start looking at where I'm going, because there was a whole thing about the ONS survey, about the census, and said the number of people describing themselves as carers was way lower than they thought it should be. And then they spoke to a few people, and one woman, she's like, I didn't realise I was a carer for 2 years. I just thought I was helping my husband. He had motor neuron disease. And now she had stopped working, she was looking at it, she still didn't class herself as a carer. It took, and that is seemingly a big thing. So if you're in that situation, or if you're like me, that you're getting that bit older, don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. So let's keep prepping, let's keep sorting ourselves out, and try and do the best we can, because I'm up for this. I'm not ready to be beaten yet. I am up for this. Now that I've got it in my head that actually it's not going to be the land of milk and honey again, or certainly not the same milk and honey that it was 2 years ago. Okay, I can do this. You know, batch cooking, slower cooking, etc. We can do this. So that's my thing. And how I'm going to do some of this is cooking on a wood stove. I actually did it. I'm so excited. So let me show you that. And I hope you have a good night. Catch you later.